On February 6th, we'll be celebrating the 15th anniversary of the Fleet Feet Arizona Trail Race, and we thought it would be fun to mark the occasion by taking a look back at the origins of the race, some fun stories, and what makes this event so special. We sat down with Pete Snell, former owner of Fleet Feet Tucson and the founder of the Fleet Feet Arizona Trail Race, to get his remembrances about this special event. We also spoke with Matt Nelson, the Executive Director of the Arizona Trail Association, to find out more about the trail, its history, how it was built, and why it's so special and such a wonderful resource for all of us here in Tucson.
So the idea for doing a trail race came about pretty soon after we opened Fleet Feet. And it really, I love trails. I've always loved running trails. And I had a group of folks that I ran the weekends with. And I feel like back then, we're talking early 2000s, trail running was, I mean, there were people that were running trails, but it was still kind of an underground sport. The masses really didn't know or hadn't really experienced trails. And so I started kicking around the idea of doing a trail race or some kind of trail event where people could realize and experience what it's like to be running on trails versus on the road. And also maybe sell some trail shoes in the process, because you know we had a business to run. I think some of the main hurdles to getting this race going were finalizing the course and getting access to parts of the Colossal Cave Park that weren't normally open to the public. And so we found this course, or this potential course that we needed to be able to go through some secure areas of the park. And it turned out that the folks at the park that were running it were very helpful, and they were very open to having us there. And so there was a series of gates that had to be unlocked on race morning and allowed us to go in there and run our course. But I think that in the beginning it was just, you know, we had set a date, and literally the work on the trail in the park was finished 2 weeks prior to the race. So that was a little dicey in the very beginning because we weren't sure the trail was going to be finished, but it was. And all years, including this year, have been the same course with the exception of one where we had a major flood and we had to change the course race morning, which was interesting and involved, I think, 4 or 5 river crossings. Everybody got very wet, and I was very worried that people were going to be upset, but that it wasn't the exact course we had promised. But in the end, everybody was super excited that they were able to do something that borderline, you know, adventure race.
Oh, here we go.
We always felt it was a direct reflection on the store. And the store, we believe, was always the highest quality, the highest service. And we wanted the race to be exactly that, because we felt like it was a reflection on us. It was a direct service we were providing. And our staff was out there and is out there. Every race morning, they're out there in the cold and the dark, and they're positioned all around the course. And not only are they making sure people are safe and going the right direction, but they're cheering them on. They know many of the runners by name. And that's a special touch. I don't think you find.
Hey guys, morning. We're here at the Colossal Cave Park getting ready to do our Arizona Trail Race. I just wanted to go live just to show you that even though it might rain, we still have people. We have runners out here. I'm gonna turn you around.
I am not surprised at all that the trail race has made it to 15 years, and I would expect, as long as the race is given access to this course and this park, I would expect this race to be around as long as people want to run. We've all done a lot of different races, and you do it once or twice and you're like, okay, I've done that, let's move on, do something new. It's never not interesting. It's always interesting, and it's always challenging.
The Arizona Trail is an 800-mile national scenic trail that runs from Mexico to Utah through mountains, canyons, forests, deserts, and connects communities. It was first dreamed up by a Flagstaff area school teacher in the 1980s who had a vision of a long-distance trail throughout the entire state of Arizona, and he shared that vision with as many people as who would listen. And eventually, momentum gathered around this incredible idea, and it was really a citizens initiative that really got it going. So it was runners and mountain bikers and hikers and horseback riders that all came together to support this idea, and then eventually convinced land managers like the Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management, National Park Service, Arizona State Parks to get on board to construct this thing across public land as much as possible. And so fast forward 30 some years and the trail's complete. And that happened in 2011, which is really pretty amazing because it's recent. It was designated a National Scenic Trail by Congress in 2009. So we have this amazing resource in our backyard, and I think not enough people know about it. You know, I think it still remains one of the best kept secrets, which is why we love events like the Arizona Trail Race, because it gets people out there to have a really wonderful experience on the trail. And my hope is that if they experience, a mile or a couple of miles of the trail, and then they realize, wow, this goes all the way to Mexico or it goes all the way to Utah, that they'll begin to explore it on their own. There are only 11 national scenic trails in America. We were the most recently designated along with the Florida Trail. And so when you look at a map of the US, there's only 11 of these really special trails. Appalachian Trail and Pacific Crest Trail are some of the more well-known, but then you have national scenic trails like the Arizona Trail or the Florida Trail, a Continental Divide Trail. And you're right, that events are prohibited on most national scenic trails. And I think that's by design of both the nonprofit organization that helps manage them, as well as some of the land managers. And I think that historically people have seen events as not being compatible with national scenic trail designation. And I completely disagree, and which is why we've worked really hard to organize running events on the Arizona Trail, as well as support events like the Arizona Trail Race. provide provide a really positive experience for people on the trail through an event context, I think it's how we gather supporters, members, donors, volunteers, and really our goal as an organization is to be able to sustain this trail in perpetuity. It's only 30 years old. I've been in the job for 10 years. I want to make sure that this trail's around forever, so future generations can have really high quality nature immersion experiences, and we see events as a really great way to kind of help share that message in the trail with people. That our job collectively as runners and hikers and mountain bikers and horseback riders and also event participants is to care for the places that we love and that bring us joy and add value to our lives. So when you get out there and you have a good time on the Arizona Trail, realize that it's up to all of us to help protect it, and that's something that we'll be working on forever.